Ladies and gentlemen, Season 2 of Black Ops Cold War is officially upon us. If you didn't already know, you can already download the Season 2 update for Black Ops Cold War. It was made available at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time last night. You can download it now, and some of it is available now, and then some of it won't be available until tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is midnight Eastern Time, and that's when everything is going to go live. But we already got all of the patch notes and all of the information as to what is in the Season 2 update for Black Ops Cold War. So I thought I'd bring a video for you guys, talk about everything that is new in Season 2, the new playlist, the new weapons, new characters, big changes to zombies, including new tiers for Juggernog and all of the other perks and weapons. We're going to be talking about all of that throughout the video, including the new Outbreak mode. So we have a ton to talk about. If you're wondering about Warzone, we don't know anything probably until later tonight around 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a separate video with everything that has changed in Warzone and Modern Warfare. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, have notifications on. This video is everything in Season 2 for Black Ops Cold War. So the battle pass, the weapons, the multiplayer modes, all of that kind of jazz. So we have a ton to talk about. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that you're going to notice when you boot up Black Ops Cold War is some new menus. So the first thing that we have is the Warzone menu with the Vodanya, or however you say the name of the boat, obviously coming to Warzone. We'll see that later tonight. On top of this, when you go to multiplayer, you can see kind of Naga and the Vietnam forest kind of vibe. When you actually go and click on multiplayer, you then go into the forest and you can see your character moving through the forest in the background. You may not know this, but if you leave your character walking, the foreground actually disappears, and it gives your kind of PC or PlayStation a nice little like screensaver almost, which is kind of cool. On top of this, if you go to zombies, they have a very similar thing, but the forest looks a little bit more spoopy. Moving over to the 3 new items that are in the battle pass. Of course, I'm gonna have a separate video later tonight going over everything in the battle pass, but the 3 big ones are the new character Naga. He's obviously kind of like the title character for Season 2. On top of that, we have 2 new weapons, the first of which is the FARA-83. This is an assault rifle, and I think this is the one you're going to want to look out for, especially in Warzone. And then the second one is called the LC-10. It's an SMG that's good at range, which is kind of few and far between in Black Ops Cold War. I mean, the AK-74U is decent, but this one is supposed to have good recoil and actually have good range. So kind of like an in-between between an assault rifle and an SMG. Now, if you're a player who is kind of new to the game and is just getting it now, if you're wondering about the Season 1 weapons, they are now unlockable via challenges. So you can go and do those and complete them and get the weapons. You don't have to pay for them or bundles or anything like that, which is always good to see. The other thing that we have is the 4 new prestiges for Season 2. So if you hit level 200 in the previous season, going into this season, these are the next 200 levels you unlock. Every time you hit level 50, you get a new prestige icon. When you hit level 200, then you can go into the prestige shop and buy your own icon. All right, moving in a little bit deeper into multiplayer, the first new thing that we have is the new map, which is Apocalypse. This kind of takes place in the jungle in Vietnam. It kind of looks like the Break On Through mission from the campaign, and it's a pretty cool looking map, and they've also said that it is small, which we love to see. Now, of course, because of this, there's going to be the Apocalypse 24/7 playlist, but we're going to look at the rest of the playlists in a minute. The other new thing with Season 2 is Gun Game. Gun Game is being added tonight. I'm really looking forward to that because, as you guys know, I love Gun Game, and it's one of my favorite playlists, so I'm glad to see that that's coming back. The other thing that was actually added last night is the new score streak, which is called the Death Machine. This is similar to the War Machine, where if you get kills with it, it actually continues your kill streak. Essentially what this is a minigun, and you have 200 bullets in it. You can shoot as many as you want. If you run out, you just go back to your main weapon. It's pretty good. You move pretty slow with it, but it kills people really quickly and shoots through walls pretty well. So it's definitely a good weapon, and it's only 2,200 score to actually get. So you can get a few of these in a game. As far as what the playlists are for this week, of course, I can't show you in-game, but they put it in the patch notes. First of all, we got Apocalypse 24/7, like we talked about. Gun Game, which is the new mode. We also have Gunfight Blueprints, which include the new Season 2 blueprints with the Battle Pass, and I believe on top of that, some bundle weapons as well. We've got Snipers Only Mosh Pit, Nuketown 24/7 is remaining, and then finally, the last thing that we have is Face Off. So moving into like the more updatey kind of things, first of all, as far as weapon changes go, nothing new here. They didn't buff, nerf any weapons. However, they did make some changes to some score streaks. First of all, the Death Machine was added at 2,200 score. The Air Patrol was dropped down from 2,700 to score to 2,400. Attack Helicopter from 5,000 to 4,500. VTOL from 7,000 to 6,500. Honestly, that's one of the best score streaks bang for buck in my opinion, but that's a side point. And then Counter Spy Plane we've got up from 1,200 to 1,400, and the cooldown is increased to 90 seconds. Apparently there was too many Counter Spy Planes being used. That's all the changes to the score streaks. There are some bug fixes and stuff. Of course, I will link all of that, the full patch notes, down in the description if you want to read through all of them. I'm going over just the big things in this video. And of course, with the new season and the new prestiges, we also have new seasonal challenges as well. So you have 20 new seasonal challenges. This is in multiplayer and also zombies. So in both of them, you have 20 seasonal challenges where you can unlock calling cards and that kind of jazz. Now, maps. So if you go and check out the patch notes down below, they have made changes to several different maps that have been in the game for a while now. So for the first one that we have is Cartel, and it's hard to see, but basically what they've done is they've brought out the Weed Whacker, they've brought out the Lawnmower, and they've kind of cut the grass down a little bit. It's not removed. You can see here, this is kind of like a more up close shot. They just kind of cut it down. And then the final one we have here is more like off in the distance kind of thing. And as you can see, they're just kind of trimmed down. Nothing crazy, but that's better than it was before. Maybe you'll actually be able to see some people in it. The next one was really interesting to me because we have Crossroads Strike here. So basically what they have done with this one is removed some shadows. So if you look behind the tires there, you can see that there were shadows there before, and they have been removed because it was too hard to see people who were sitting on that head glitch there. Similarly, in the other side of Crossroads Strike, we have this area where they've actually like removed some items. You can see some snowmobiles back there that they've actually taken out because people were hiding in them too much, which is interesting. It's an interesting change. But the most interesting change is to Moscow. They've actually limited the spawns on Moscow. So if you kind of look at both sides here, you can see this area here and this area here on the back end spawns have been removed completely. And this is like a kind of better look, more live action look at it. You can kind of see this is the after picture. This is the area that the map is in now. Previously, you had all of this area back there. Similarly, on the other side, you have more of the same thing. The reason why this was done is because people were being spawn trapped too easily on game modes like Hardpoint. As you can see, this is the area that's been blocked off over there. So it's still on the map, but it's just been kind of changed. So some big changes to some maps that have been in the game, as you are seeing here. One thing that I do find kind of cool is they have added something new called the bundle locker. So with the bundles that you've purchased, you can click on your bundle locker, scroll through everything that you've purchased and look through them and quick equip some items. I think this is good. It's just easier to use your items. You don't have to scroll through all the menus. Of course, they're doing this so that you buy more bundles, but I do think it's a good feature nonetheless. Quickly, we'll go over league play. So the one change that they made to league play is they've pretty much removed all kill streaks or score streaks, except for artillery and cruise missile. On top of that, your kills or score streaks do not stack upon death. So they've reduced the score to 1,600 and 2,000. And basically, if you die, you go back to 0 points. So very different than normal multiplayer. I don't know how I feel about this. You can let me know what you think down in the comments. But that was the big change to league play. Moving over to zombies. So of course there's a million zombies bug fixes if you check out the patch notes, but we're going to focus on the big things like the new game mode, which is called Outbreak or Zombies Outbreak. And this is on the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps. And essentially the way that it works is you start off on a Fireteam Dirty Bomb map and you have an objective to complete. If you complete that objective, you go to a new Fireteam Dirty Bomb map. And I'm assuming that every single time you go to a new area, it gets more difficult, and eventually you fail. But the cool thing about this is in today's patch notes, they actually linked us to a separate blog post that explained essentially everything that is coming in this mode. And on top of that, all of the new upgrades in zombies, and there are a ton of them. So essentially by playing the new Outbreak mode or by going deep in levels in normal zombies mode, you can unlock both refined Ethereum and flawless Ethereum. This is then used to upgrade your weapons, perks, field upgrades to rank 4 and rank 5. So in this blog post, which I'm actually going to link down in the description because I'm not going to go over everything in this blog post, essentially it shows you what all of the upgrades are. So as you can see here, we have the raw Ethereum, refined Ethereum, and flawless, which you unlock at different levels, either playing the normal zombies mode or playing the outbreak mode. The outbreak mode, it explains that you get Ethereum every single time you go to a new location. The more locations you go to, the higher chance you have of getting refined and flawless Ethereum. But as you can see, we go up to rank 4 and rank 5 here. So for these ones, it appears as though for rank 4, you need refined Ethereum, and for rank 5, you need flawless. And it looks like for rank 4, you need 4 refined, and for rank 5, you need 5 flawless. So there's going to be a lot of grinding because it says that you only get these at higher levels. So a big grind. You'll also notice that there is a couple of new tiers here. First of all, special weapons and melee weapons now have upgrades up to 5 as well. Now, moving down here, we also have something called Frenzied Guard, which is a new field upgrade. Again, with 5 different levels that you can level it through. But essentially what this one does is it forces zombies to attack you. It's similar to the other upgrades that we have in the game. And then finally, we have our perks. So all of your perks also now have 5 different upgrades. As you can see, one example here is for Juggernog. You can see the armor durability increases by 25%, which is fantastic. And instead of getting downed on a lethal hit, armor is depleted and health reduced to 1. So essentially you get 1 extra hit. So in this blog post, it goes over every single upgrade that they have added to the game. I'm not going to read all of them, but down in the description, I will link this article and you can check it out because it would take me like 25 minutes to go through all of these. But it literally has all of the upgrades for perks, for weapons, for field upgrades. So check that out if you're interested. So that is pretty much Season 2. The new weapons, the new maps, and of course, the Outbreak mode, which you're seeing going on in the background here. As far as this Outbreak mode, I'm going to play it once it goes live tonight. Keep in mind that some of this stuff is going live at 9 p.m. Pacific time tonight alongside the Warzone stuff. So tomorrow we are going to cover the Battle Pass and we are going to cover the Warzone update. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so. If there's anything new added into Cold War, I'll include it in the Warzone update video. That way you guys are fully up to date on everything going on. But this has been the Season 2 Black Ops Cold War update. Hopefully you found the video informative. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe, notifications, all that good jazz. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars.